Alright, here's my beautiful shed. The only thing here is this 300EX that I bought, or parts to one, several months ago for 300 bucks. No, 200 bucks. Which I bought it for that gas tank. But I need this bracket right here, which actually looks like some of it's cut off, but I don't think we need the whole thing. Alright, well, after getting this in the light, I don't know about that one, but come over here on this one, I got this bracket. I'm going to pop that off. A bunch of these little parts are painted. I'm just touching everything up. So that stuff's drying. Let's see if we can get this grab bar off. Man, that thing was on there, and I don't like exactly what happened here. The frame cracked. You know, this is thin metal. This is all kind of like sheet metal back here. This frame rail back here got bent up a little bit. Should be straight. And this one's way bent up. So I'm gonna take this exhaust off, take all these brackets out, and I think what needs to happen next is straighten it all out. And I think I need to just basically gusset this area, reinforce it, and make it more better. Lots is happening. I can't really get this little slight bend out. I mean, I've whacked on it pretty hard. I think if I just match that slight bend on this side, I think that's about where I want it. I've tried to get that little bit of bend. There's like a slight bend up. I think I'm just gonna match it on this side. The only people that will notice is me and whoever watches this video. It's a 300EX, so it don't really matter anyways. I think we're gonna gusset this baby up too. So these are the original plastics, I'm pretty sure. On the back here, you can see that it had the rivets. Now, it is cracked right here, and it does have this giant burn mark. I think I can might be able to fix this, but for this, I'm gonna scuff this up with some like 80 grit sandpaper. And then I went to Walmart, I got this fiberglass mat, I got this fiberglass resin, and hopefully we can make something work here. And I think we should probably soak our mat in this to get it fully . So this is what we're working with on the plastics here. No more hole. They're no longer called plastics, they're called fiberglasses. And I've already scuffed this up with some 120 and some 220. They were already pretty well sanded except for in here. And 220 is still a little bit rough. I'm interested to see how the paint looks. Maybe we gotta do 2 or 3 coats, but I feel like you want it rough so it sticks. And you can see here, like I said earlier, maybe I didn't put it in the clip, these are UFO plastics. And you know, I did a Google search because I've seen these before a long time ago. You can see where the original UFO sticker was, and it actually used to say EX300. I'll put up a video or a picture of a picture I found up on the internet. So this is what the fenders were looking like before I started sanding them. So I'm gonna sand this one up and then we'll start our painting. This is the adhesion promoter. So this is, I don't know, I've used this stuff one other time on plastic, not four-wheeler plastic, but plastic parts. And there's a name brand called Bulldog that's the same as this. This is just like a generic type, and you just spray it on before you go ahead and start spraying away, I guess. And you want to spray this on as if like you're painting, because it does leave like a, it's like almost kind of like a clear primer. So of course this is the first coat I'm spraying on here. I let them dry overnight, and the next day I wet sanded them because they were a little bit rough, and I wet sanded them with like 400, did another coat, and they came out awesome. Now I could have wet sanded them again and done another coat, but I'm gonna ride this thing, so I don't really care. Just look at it. You too. Terrible at before and after pictures, but this is before of the front suspension. Everything's just got a lot of surface rust on it. Some of it's pitted a little bit, but I used that Rust-Oleum rust dissolver stuff, pressure washed it, and this is what it looks like, a million times better. And once it dried off, I rolled it in the shop and started taking off the shocks, because I'm gonna wire wheel these A-arms just to touch them up, get all the surface rust off, and just hit them with some spray paint. And I actually use this spray paint from Home Depot, Behr spray paint, and it's not a perfect match for the frame, but it blends in pretty good. And it's got awesome metallic in it. It dries good, and it doesn't stay soft like most spray paints. Exhaust is back on. The fuel is, put some fuel in the tank. The fuel is on reserve. I see fuel in the fuel filter, which is good. We have the battery hooked up. Got the carb, got the throttle cable hooked up. UPS came by, got some fresh calipers for the front, master cylinder for the front. These are pretty nice for, I think they were $28, 30 bucks, 20 something. This is 15. So we'll go ahead and put these on. Oh yes, looks like the Banjo centered. I think it'll be all right. Yeah. Okay. Now let's see about this banjo bolt. Calipers that came with this thing in the first video. You saw, I'm pretty sure they're the OEM ones, but there's no way they were gonna look this good. These babies are brand new. Here. Perfect, love it. You can hate on China all you want, but I tell you what, their stuff is, some of the stuff is pretty good these days. Not all of it. This is the front master cylinder. I'll tell you what, this is awesome. Sometimes these banjo bolts don't work very well. Sometimes they're too short. Sometimes on these Chinese brake parts, they give you these really thick crush washers, and usually you have to swap them out for a regular thin, flat copper washer. The camera turned off, so bled the brakes, threw the tires back on, and this is what it looks like now. Once we got running, we painted the plastics in this video, touched up a bunch of the stuff that looked raggedy, the front end, a bunch of little parts here, put the battery in, straighten the frame. What else do we do? Swap the handlebars out, throttle cable. So anyways, I have a bunch of parts ordered. I have tires, I have air filters which have not come in yet that have been ordered for weeks. Have a different headlight ordered. I put this one on because I had it, but I have some other ones that I ordered for like $30. It came with 2, so we'll see what those are all about. What else I have ordered here? A rear bearing carrier for the axle. What else I got ordered? I can't think of anything. It does need a chain, but we'll see if I can just soak that in some brush remover stuff and see how long we can run it. That's exactly what I did on this one, which, of course, now I come over here and it's a little kinked up. But hey, it still works. Because it runs good once it's warmed up. It does not run good when it's cold, which, right, you're not going to run it while it's cold. It'll eventually get warm. But it doesn't like to start when it's cold. So it could be a few things. A, I have no air filter. B, I got a crappy old spark plug in there. C, I got a high compression piston, no air filter, and the stock exhaust. I also ported the head in. I didn't take any videos of that. I think I might try to make my own exhaust because they want between $400 to $700 for exhaust for one of these things. And like, let's be real. What is this thing really worth? Even after all this work I've done, is it maybe worth $2,000? You know, to someone who really likes them and can appreciate that I've gone through the whole thing. And at that point, I probably will have $2,000 in it. So, anyways, I'm contemplating on making my own exhaust. So, the stock header is like 1 inch, and I've measured like the outlet on the head. I can go to like a 1.5 inch exhaust pipe. And then, you know, they make all kinds of bends and pie cuts and assorted things that you can piece together. And then I have this muffler. This muffler is off a Kawasaki Brute Force. So the exhaust on the Brute Force is on the other side, which is why this is pointed that way. But I think if I can mount it right there on that hanger, I can swap these ends, right? Maybe shorten the muffler, and then I can put my own collector on the back end over here and make the head pipe. So make my own custom HMF. I also have these gussets that we'll be installing in the next video. That goes there, and then this one goes here. I also have these bars that my buddy cut out, and I just need a tube pipe to go in between there and make me a new grab bar. So yeah, in the next video we'll do the grab bar, the gussets, the rear brakes. We'll do the rear carrier bearings, new tires, air filter, clutch, grips. Yeah, that'll all be in the next video. And then I think I'll do its own video on making the exhaust. Hoping I can clean the carburetor out again. Maybe something's in there and I can get to run better, change a plug, and just run the stock exhaust for now. But yeah, next video we'll do tires, rear brakes, rear carrier, grab bar, gussets, grips, clutch kit, and whatever else. So yeah, I got to order some parts, and I'm gonna push this to the side for now because all the parts for the CRF 150 are here. So comment down below and tell me what you want me to see me work on. Potentially trading a Quadzilla for this, a Quadzilla and a Scrambler, a Polaris Scrambler 400 2-stroke. So comment down below if you want to see a Quadzilla, because the dude's interested. He's just like 4 hours away from me. Comment if you don't like 300 EXs. Comment if you do. Let me know if you want me to work on something else. Dirt bikes, 4-wheelers. So yeah, that's where we stand with the 300. And we'll see you in the next video.